Good afternoon, boys and girls. Welcome to another day of science. We are continuing to work through our pumpkin unit where we are learning about these amazing living things called pumpkins. Last week, as we started talking about pumpkins, we learned that pumpkins can come in many different shapes and sizes. We learned that pumpkins can be really big or pumpkins can be small. We learned that pumpkins can be smooth. Pumpkins can also be bumpy. We also talked about the fact that pumpkins can be all different colors. They're not just orange, though that is what we normally see. Pumpkins can also be white. The gourd family can be green. They can also be black. They can be red. Sometimes they're even blue. Pumpkins are amazing, and we can use them in so many different ways. Today we're going to have some fun because today we're going to do a pumpkin dissection. Dissection means we cut something open. We're going to cut open a pumpkin so that we can see the insides of it and see the parts of a pumpkin for why it grows, what helps it grow. So early this week, you guys were introduced to a bunch of new vocabulary words, and you've been able to practice those words so that today we can use them and see them. We started by reviewing our main word of pumpkin. We're learning about pumpkins. We learned that every pumpkin is full of seeds. So we've practiced this word, seeds, and you've seen this one before. You've also seen the word stem before. This is the stem. But there are a few words that are brand new. Words like pulp, words like strands, and then skin. We've seen skin before when we talked about apples. So what we're going to do, we are going to take this little pumpkin and together we're going to dissect it and we're going to see the different parts of our pumpkin. So here we have our pumpkin and I'll pull it up close so you can see it. Our pumpkin's not very big, but it is orange. This pumpkin we would probably call, we could say it's smooth, but it does have all of these little lines in it that a lot of people like to call the ribs. The outside of the pumpkin is kind of tough. If we look right here, this piece is really important. This is the stem. Can you say stem? The stem. The stem is really important because the stem is what connects the pumpkin to the vine so that it can grow. So as we read our story last week, Apples and Pumpkins, and in our story, Dad was having to cut the pumpkin from the vine. He was having to cut right here at the stem. The stem is very, very important. Now, what Miss Zamplasky did is she has a knife, and I started to just cut from the top of the pumpkin all around. And now I'm going to try and plop out the little top. I'm going to move this way so you guys can see it. Let's see if we can pull it all out. Let's see what we get, you guys. I'll pull it in closer. Here we go. Here is the inside of our pumpkin. Ooh, if we look, and here's this part of the inside of our pumpkin. So our pumpkin is full. Let's see if we can pull some of it out. It's full of all of these seeds. Do you guys see the seeds? These are seeds. And if we look and we see all of these parts that the pumpkin is stuck to, we call these the strands. So we can try and pull a little bit more out. See, whoa, here comes more seeds with more strands. Now, it's kind of hard to see all of it. I know. We have a whole bunch of seeds and strands, but if we look in our pumpkin, if you see this wall right here, this yellow wall, it's really thick and hard. We call this the pulp. So this is our pulp. It's kind of like the wall around the pumpkin. And then the inside, you guys can see, is full of seeds and it's full of strands. It's very gooey, very slimy. Some of our friends don't like to touch all of this stuff. But if we look at it all one more time, we can see that we have seeds. We have a lot of strands inside of our pumpkin. And then our wall right here, this is our pulp. Finally, at the top of our pumpkin, we have a stem. Great job, you guys. So these are all the parts of a pumpkin. And a lot of times, people will take their pumpkin seeds and they might cook them and they might eat them. There's a lot of different things that we can use our seeds for and our pumpkins for. Maybe for cooking pumpkin bread or pumpkin pie. There's so many different ways we can use all of it. Well, you guys have an activity in Seesaw where you're going to get to practice labeling the parts of the pumpkin. I'll see you all soon.